What's up, everybody?
You know what time it is.
And today, we're doing the Skirvin Hotel.
Let's get into this.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, this creepy fuck.
Yeah.
JT's in the house. And
here I am.
As you've seen from the little intro, guys, today we're doing the Skirvin Hotel. We've been trying some new stuff. We've been having a blast. I wish we recorded it all.
Yeah, we should have recorded it. It was.
But we're having a good time.
We need a bloopers episode.
Oh, for sure. That's something we do need to do, isn't it?
Yeah, we should do.
But yeah, like I said, we're doing the Skirvin Hotel today, guys. There's not like a super amount of stories on this. Well, there's actually a lot of stories, but what's cool about this hotel in particular is, it's near us.
It's not too far away. I mean,
you know,
what, 3-4 hours maybe?
Yeah, so I mean, it's in Oklahoma City, and the cool thing about this, guys, is that there's of course, it's haunted. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be talking about it.
Of course.
But there's a lot of stories from like famous people, NBA players, all that stuff about this, how haunted this place is, and it's a known, it's known by many to be haunted. So.
Yeah, that kind of turned me off, the whole NBA thing.
Well, I think I watch sports like UFC and boxing and stuff like that. I don't watch too many, but anyway. Just it's kind of cool to hear these stories from people that are out there, super famous people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so let's just get into a little bit about the history of it and whatnot.
Okay.
I mean, it was built in 1910, opened up in 1911.
Yeah.
Yep. And
we got to get into the guy that built this place.
Yeah.
His name was William Bolzer Skirvin, and he was an oil baron from Texas, and he also was a real estate developer.
Yep.
He had developed a bunch of property down in Texas, and they moved up to Oklahoma because he wanted to develop some property in Oklahoma City. And we're talking, this guy was born in the 1800s.
So yeah, tons of money.
Yeah. We're talking 1910 is when he came and started construction on this hotel.
Yeah, stupid rich.
What was interesting about it was. Well, there's a lot of interesting things about it, but when he originally designed this hotel, they designed it to be a 6-story hotel. Mm-hmm. And sometime during construction, they talked him into doing a 10-story hotel. So whenever they built the place, they built 2 towers with 10 stories.
And this place is super cool looking, by the way.
Yeah. It is really cool. We flashed a picture of the place up on the video. Pretty neat looking place. I really want to go there and check it out.
And we will. I definitely want to go stay there.
The interior of this place is killer.
Yeah, it's super awesome. It's super awesome, guys.
It was funny. I was watching some videos, some people in there just doing little investigations or whatever, and I don't want to say it reminded me of the Stanley Hotel, but like, as they're videoing this, walking down these long hallways and stuff, kind of gave me that impression.
Gives you those feelings, man.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to go stay at this place.
It's not that expensive. I was looking at pricing on it, and it's like $120 to $200 a night. Yeah,
I definitely want to get in there.
From what I hear, we want to get into room 1015.
Yes. Yeah, and don't want to jump around. Don't want to jump around too much on you guys, but I mean, we're not really.
We're going to jump all over it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into a certain order, but like, talking about William Skirvin, and he was this big time oil tycoon guy or whatever, and he built this place, and story has it that he had a child with one of the maids there.
Right.
And to cover it up, he locked her in a room on the 10th floor. And eventually she had a child, and
remained locked.
She remained locked in there, and supposedly she killed herself and the baby by jumping out of the tin store. So that's the story. Her, and they call her Effie.
Effie is her, yeah.
That's the way
that was her nickname.
Yeah. And no one really knows who she was.
Right.
No one, or if she even existed. Like I said, guys, this is just the legend.
Right.
You know, the urban legend.
There was a guy wrote a book called The Skirvin, and he did a lot of research on it, and he never could find any police reports of this woman Effie committing suicide, which is not really all that surprising because back in the early 1900s, you know, the police didn't really report
and not only
a
that,
lot of stuff like
not only that, but he's a billionaire at this point in time.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, he could easily cover up anything. But who knows, man? That's the cool part about it. You just never know. You know, but like I was talking about, these NBA players, they have a lot of stories, and that's all these people call her Effie. Everyone who, you know. But like one cool thing about it is Theodore Roosevelt stayed there in 1912. And you know, he stayed in that room, and that's the one that later on got called the presidential suite, and that's what it's called now. You know.
And if I read that right, Eisenhower also stayed there.
Lots of people have stayed at this place. Yeah. A lot of people.
We're talking, you know, 4 or 5 star hotel.
Yeah, it's a Hilton. I know.
It's now it's a Hilton.
Now it's a Hilton.
Now it's a Hilton.
Back then, of course, it was. I mean,
right. Back then, it was just the Skirvin Hotel. Is it Skirvin or Skirvine? Or Scurvy? No, Scurvy.
Skirvin, I think.
Scurvy
I
was
watched. It's funny because I actually
watched
some YouTube videos just so I could get the name right, and Skirvin looks about what it is. You know?
Right. There was a lot of British stuff on there that I ran across. Not saying anything bad against the Brits. Love the way they talk.
And, you know, a cool thing about a place, too, is that in 1919, it had one of its very first, what they say, spiritual gathering.
I did read that. They used to do a lot of seances there.
Yes, this place was a huge spot for, they call it
spiritualist movement.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, you guys know, we talked about it before. The spiritualist movement was going on at this time. So everybody was doing this.
Everybody was kung fu.
Which, by the way, let's go ahead and you know, just give a little rest in peace to Lorraine Warren.
Lorraine Warren. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost her on April 18th.
You know,
she fortunately for her, she passed away peacefully in her sleep. Thank you for everything you've done.
Yep.
Her and Ed are together again.
Yeah, man. And I kind of joked around about it, but I'm kind of serious. I want to get a Ouija board and try to see if we can contact her.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys.
She was a clairvoyant.
You guys give. What do you think? Give us some comments down below. Let us know what you think. If you do that, we'll do it live on here. You know, we'll do a live session or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to this, you know, rest in peace to her. Like we were talking about, you know, they had a lot of spiritual meetings here, a lot of seances, people just doing crazy stuff at this place.
There have been rumors of devil worship and all kinds of stuff going on inside this place.
Which, I mean, makes sense. I mean, you know, you get people together, it's especially back at that time,
right?
What was going on, you know?
Well, and if we get into the timeline of this place, so we've already told you it was built in 1910. It opened for business in 1911. So when it opened, it was 2 10-story towers that consisted of 225 rooms. Somewhere 1926, they built a 12-story wing onto this place. And then in 1928, the Skirvin guy spent another $3 million in improvements. And by 1930, all the towers had been increased to 14 floors and had 525 rooms, and that's how it stands today.
Yep. Yeah, and
I saw like they have like 22,000 square feet of meeting rooms and like
it's a big
conference rooms and
it's
ballrooms.
One of the oldest and biggest places in OKC.
Really?
Yeah, it's in you know, like I said, it's the nicest place basically up in OKC, and that's where, like I said, that's why where all the NBA players come in. All of them stay there all the time.
And it's really close to the I don't know, the stadium where they play.
Yeah, it's
and that's where a lot of the stories came from.
Exactly. And talking about William Skirvin, he died in 1944, right?
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, he's seen a lot of it. He's seen it kind of progress into what it is.
Right. Right. And then shortly after he died, his family ended up selling the hotel to this guy. His name was Dan W. James. And he owned the hotel from 1944 to 1989.
Yeah, and I mean it's
and he did some improvements on it. Himself in 1963. Oh, I'm sorry. I said he owned it till 1989. In 1963, he sold it to some Chicago investors. Mm-hmm. They came in, did some improvements on it. And then in 1979, it was put on the National Registry for Historic Buildings.
Landmarks, yeah.
Or historic places. And then, unfortunately, it closed 10 years later in 1989. And it remained closed for...
Until 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah,
19 years.
It's a long time. And the city, OKC, eventually bought it,
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because the city of Oklahoma City bought the hotel and the property that it stood on. They bought it in 2002 for $2.8 million.
Stole that.
Yes, I mean
stole that shit, son.
That's an insanely
Can you imagine how much
low amount of money.
Could you imagine how much money that he put in this building?
Oh,
and then they sold it for that. It's crazy, man. Well, I mean, I bet if it was a private investor, it probably would have been a lot more.
Yeah, probably.
But being that it's a city, it's But so it opened up and back up in 2007. And a lot of people, just some of the stuff people claim.
Well,
I don't know
in 2004, there's a foundation called the Skirvin Group or whatever. They began restoration. So Oklahoma City bought this place for $2.8 million. The restoration on this place was $42.1 million. Woo!
Golly.
Talk about stealing a place.
Yeah, dude, for real.
And then dumping a bunch of money into it. And then, like Ryan said, it reopened in 2007.
Yeah, and it's been basically the hotel ever since. Yeah. And
beautiful place.
Nice place.
It is gorgeous.
What's cool about it is that there's a lot of stories. A lot of personal stories. I talk about that on here a lot, guys. Mm-hmm. That a lot of people's situations and a lot of things they see, and you can never tell someone that they didn't see what they saw. Whether they were having a mental lapse or whether they were on freaking LSD or whatever, they seen it. You know what I mean?
Or DMT.
Yeah, we'll have a DMT conversation again. But a lot of people...
Speaking of that, did I tell you about Ghost Adventures the other night?
Yeah, you told me.
They were in Skinwalker Canyon, and they were with some Indians, and these Indians gave them what they thought were some herbs and different, things. Ended up being a hallucinogenic, and all of these guys ended up hallucinating for like 4 hours. I was cracking up, dude.
I got it recorded on my DVR. I'll probably watch that tonight, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God.
Hilarious. I would love to see. I can't wait to watch that, dude.
These guys all painted in war paint, and they're tripping their balls off.
I can just picture Aaron all painted up in war paint. Dude!
Yeah.
Dude!
He's on the back of the truck, and he's like, woo!
Oh, man.
Oh,
I cannot wait to watch this.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
Kind of getting off the beaten path here.
But, so, get back into the hotel here. A lot of people have stories. Common ones that almost, we'll say are the regular stories you hear. People smelling cigar smoke when there's no one, in there smoking. Perfumes. Yeah. Stuff like that.
There was one guy talked about he could smell lavender.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the ESPN. ESPN guys, one of the commentators,
Yeah, he
was talking about how he could smell lavender.
And I don't know if it was the same guy, but another ESPN guy. I don't know. Sorry, guys, I'm not big on the sports stuff. So
Yeah, neither am I.
But he said that he heard babies crying.
Yeah. That was a common thing. You could hear a baby cry.
Well, yeah. So like, okay, we'll say like a lot of NBA players, like I said, have stories. Caron Butler.
Man, I'm glad you know that guy's name.
He said
I'm going to move this.
He was quoted saying that everybody knows who she is, which by she they mean Effie.
Does everybody really know who she is?
Well, they know about.
I had never heard of this bitch until we started doing research.
Hey man, that's why I pick these cool places.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this is his fault, by the way.
Yeah, hey man, I'm going to be trying to. I want to know some places that aren't too common, that no one really talks about that much, that people haven't done. So
it was a cool read. I mean,
oh yeah,
and there's some cool stuff in there.
Well, and the cool thing about this, man, is that it's still there. You can go there and stay, and almost everyone has a story there.
What was their address? It was like One Plaza Place.
It's crazy. I mean, everybody still has stories. But we'll get into another one here. Jeff Aries of the Spurs in 2014, as of 2014 anyway, he played for the Spurs. But he was quoted saying that basically he got to his room and he had already been in his room, so but his room key wouldn't work. So he's like, "What the hell?" But as he was trying to get to work, he noticed that he heard like a baby crying, or not crying. He heard a baby making noises, like baby noises, coo and kai and all that stuff. Kind of.
Somebody shut up that baby.
And he's like, "What the hell, man?" So basically, he went down there, told him, "Hey, I can't get into my room, and I'm hearing baby crying there." You know what I mean? So like he's
send security, shut that damn kid up.
Yeah, he freaks out and goes running down there, and actually there was also
trying to get some sleep over here.
There was another person, another basketball player who was staying up there, same team, I'm assuming, and they heard like children and baby like sounds up and down the hallways all night long.
Yeah. Well, some of the stories I ran into were from the Lakers, were there, and the Bulls.
Yep.
A few of the guys from the Bulls. There was one guy from.
Well, I mean, Todd Gibson, who played for the Bulls, said that his bathroom door, literally, like he was laying on his bed and he looked up and his bathroom door slammed shut.
Yeah.
By itself. Slammed shut. And some of these players get so scared, dude. These are grown-ass men. They stay with other men.
There was one guy, he was like, "Oh, I stayed with this other guy because he's a black belt."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not getting my ass kicked by no ghost.
Well, when we're talking about Jeff Aries, how about his key being in there? Tim Duncan, you probably heard Tim Duncan. He was with him at the time, and he even said that.
Did he start the donut chain?
Yeah, he probably owns it now.
Maybe not.
But he was with them and heard the babies.
He'll leave it to the fat guy to think about donuts.
Hey man, beefcake. But he was with them and heard the babies crying and stuff. And he's like, I definitely heard somebody in his room. Is what he was quoted saying. I definitely heard that in his room. And then another one I had on here. In 2013, Wesley Johnson. This one's kind of freaking cool. I mean. It's weird. He played for his Suns, and he said he woke up in the middle of the night and heard something, woke up, and his bathroom door, which was open when he went to bed, was shut. Well, he went into the bathroom, and his bathtub was full of water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did see
Which is crazy, man. That'd be super crazy.
I didn't write down any of these guys' names. I just kind of wanted to mention some of their stories. There was one guy talked about how he had a water bottle sitting on his nightstand, and when he woke up, somehow the water bottle had ended up on the other side of the room, sitting on a table.
Yeah.
And he knows it was on his nightstand because he takes a water bottle to bed with him every night.
Yeah, dude. Well, and
then there were talks about how these guys, some of these people, they would be in the shower. Did you see?
A lot of these players say that there's a woman that propositions them.
Yeah.
And that these women or this woman, whether it be Effie or whoever,
It's a sex ghost.
yeah, a succubus, as they call. Or if you're a male one, you're an incubus. But anyway, seriously, that's the name of a male succubus, incubus. But yeah, they say that she, a woman spirit, tries to proposition him or whatever, and then she even shows up in the shower with them.
Right.
Like full apparition inside the shower.
Fully naked, fully nude.
She looks like I'd be having a little ghostly interaction.
I'd be. Is it wrong if you get a little chub for a ghost? I don't know. I don't know.
And edit out at 20 minutes.
Well, but then there was one guy that talked about how he woke up in the middle of the night and this spirit of this Effie woman was in the bed with him. Like laying in the bed with him. There's some weird stuff going on there.
I mean, think about that. You're laying in bed or whatever. Well, dude,
it's like the movie The Entity.
Yeah, the ESPN guy. He said he got woke up, and he realized that he got woke up because he heard a baby crying, and he realized that that's what woke me up. I heard a baby crying, and then he said that he realized that he wasn't with his kids, or he was at work. And that he was in, I think he was from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And he said that I realized I'm not in Los Angeles. My family's not with me.
Right.
And I hear babies. It's like that saying. It says that having kids is cool, or hearing the people say that hearing a baby cry is, or laughing is one of the greatest things in the world, unless it's 3:00 in the morning and you don't have a baby.
Yeah. I haven't experienced that yet.
It's crazy.
I do get my dog staring at me at 3:00 in the morning. That kind of creeps me out sometimes.
I've woke up with a toddler staring at me in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
multiple times. Mm-hmm. But talking about babies crying, like there's a place called Crybaby Holler around here, and supposedly you sit up on the hills and you can hear the baby cry. We did this stuff all the time when we were kids. You could hear like a faint sound of a baby crying. Now
we need to go check that out.
We will for sure, man.
We'll take the voice recorder.
I'm ready to rock. We're guys, like we talked about,
we're gonna start traveling out to some of these places.
A lot of places.
It's funny, right here where we're from. There are a few little places. Goatman's Grave. Mm-hmm. We could, that place is a little sketchy now, but
there's a lot of places.
We actually could probably get permission to go in there.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of places, guys, that we're going to be doing. And if you're watching this right now, leave us.
If you've made it this far,
leave us a comment and let us know if you know a place anywhere remotely close. We live in Rolla, basically, Rolla, Missouri. And if you know anywhere remotely near, I'm talking. Even if it's a really good an hour and a half, we're willing to go.
I mean, it's not far for us to hit St. Louis or Springfield. We have talked about going to Kentucky.
Yeah.
We've been talking about going to Lexington.
Well, we're definitely gonna be doing shows, guys. We're gonna try to get to these like Scarefest and Scarecon and stuff like that. To get out there and get a booth out there and talk.
That'll be cool, man. Have a booth set up, a couple microphones. Yeah. Just talk to random people as they walk by.
Well, I'm setting.
Hey, you two girls, come here.
I am setting this up for up here in Owensville, Missouri. This is a little bit from us. There's a place they have Witches Night Out, which is right around Halloween. Yeah, and they have basically a whole town. It's a cool little town. Town's all set up, man. It's really cool. Everybody walks around. They have vendors everywhere. It's almost like a freaking. What's weird. It's like they're the Newburgh Days and Rolla Summerfest stuff like that. But they have this and it's really awesome.
Dude, it's funny you talk about that. We need to go to Kimmswick. Kimmswick is a really cool town up in Jefferson County, up close to St. Louis. And it's an old river town, and they do a witches' night out.
Yeah, see,
Which-
and I know a lot of people up in the Owensville area, so we're gonna get up there. We're gonna get a booth set up. We're gonna walk around, guys. We'll have a lot of video for you guys. Random videos we're gonna pop up on YouTube for everybody.
Yeah, we've already started doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this podcast on Castbox or Spotify or iTunes or wherever, because
Yeah,
we
we just signed up with Anchor, and they're a hosting site, and they're telling me that they're going to push us out to iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and some of the major podcasting.
So
networks.
guys, if you're listening to this on those, come over to YouTube, check us out.
Yeah.
We're on video, guys. Subscribe, hit the like button, ring that notification
It's real easy
bell.
to find us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in the Horror Chronicles podcast. Will be the first thing that pops up.
Hit subscribe, man.
Yeah,
That helps
ring
us
the
out-
bell.
Helps us out tremendously. Plus, we really want to have conversations with everybody. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear anything. I don't care, guys. You're not going to get judged here. Trust me. We can have conversations, even if we don't agree with what you're saying. We will have conversations.
Right.
We're not, and like I love hearing this stuff. And maybe you can change my damn mind on things. You know what I mean?
It's like the sign, you know. I believe in the paranormal. Change my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. So, and but come over on YouTube. Check us out. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell.
Oops, sorry. I just launched a logo on the video.
You better quit it. I've been trying to cover mine
Sorry.
up. But let us know what you want to hear about. And like I said, if you got other things you want to, if you know, you got a place, hey, check out this house in my town. It's super haunted. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I want
send
to
us
hear.
pictures of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we would love to see. Well, there's certain things we wouldn't love to see pictures of, but
I'm not afraid.
I kind of am.
But
I might get jealous.
But yeah, you know, I kind of want to hear some of the local stuff. I want to hear about
Yeah,
the
for
local
sure,
things, you know.
for sure.
We'll get out there and do the big stuff for sure, but we want to know the small town things.
We want to know the little things, the experiences you have in your own house.
Yeah, I mean-
just anything strange and obscure and out there.
And I'm just going to put it
wanna
out
hear
there. I really am looking for someone who considers himself a witch or even a warlock, you know, which is the male.
I'm
Either
looking
one.
for vampires and werewolves. So
So am I, of course. But I really want to find someone, either or. I mean, yeah, if you consider yourself a vampire and you actually legit, we'll check you out. And if we think it's all good, then
hell,
we'll
even
get
if you're a 400-year-old ghost pirate, we, you know.
100%. I want to get you on here. So, I mean, of course, guys, we're going to check you out because right now we do this, you know, from one of our homes and stuff. We don't want to freaking, you know, bring anybody here unless we check them out and make sure it's all good.
Right.
But, you know, we're really pushing it out there, guys, and we really want to put out some great content. We really want to have great conversations. I want this to be a conversation thing, too. So, I'm going to try and set it up to where, you know, we might be able to, or say we are going to try to get Skype if we can and stuff like that. And just
Yeah,
start
it's pretty
off.
doable.
Yeah. I mean, I'm stupid when it comes to this.
I just need to make sure my program will accept it. So,
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we want to hear that creepy stuff, man. We
Yeah.
want to hear all the cool stories and the. I don't care if you got freaking abducted by aliens. I want to hear it. I mean, I don't want to hear about probing, but you keep your probing stories to yourself, okay?
and he said he wanted to show me his probe.
I don't want to hear no probing stories, but yeah. So I mean, we're pushing ourselves out there, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting all kinds
We're
of
trying.
different platforms.
You know, it's a slow process. I mean, but
It's all gravy,
we're,
man.
We're moving forward. Moving forward.
You know, speaking of that, do you just of the hotel thing popped that back in my head? Have you ever had anything in a hotel before?
The only place is, and we need to do an entire episode on this place, and that's the Limp Mansion in St. Louis.
Yes. Well, we will definitely be doing one of those.
Did I see a full body apparition? I don't think so, but maybe. Very strange place. I really want to do an episode on that because there's a lot of information out there for it. one of the most haunted places in the country.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really cool place too.
Yeah.
There's so much connected to it with the brewery and all that stuff too. The underground tunnels. Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff there.
And they do a really cool haunted house every year too.
Yeah, I have stayed at quite a bit of hotels, but
I've heard some strange shit through the walls at hotels, but
I know I'd same thing, but all I do is take my ear off the wall and then I'm done.
Take the glass.
If you just move your ear off the wall, quit listening, then
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever had an issue at a hotel before, which is weird. I mean, I guess I've never really stayed at a haunted hotel, which I'm going to change that though. I want to go to these places and stay in the most haunted rooms. And
I think we ought to try the Skirvin place. I really want us to get down to the Crescent Hotel
for sure
down in Eureka Springs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a lot of hotels. Oh, have you heard about the Clown Hotel?
Yes. Yep. They did they actually got a movie coming out about it.
Do they really?
Yes, there's an actual horror movie coming out about it. And there's actually, who's involved with? There's someone.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go see The Curse of La Llorona.
When?
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
God dang it!
I
want to see it bad.
You want to go tonight? There's a show at 10:15.
But it's freaking Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And I got kids.
Easter horror.
I'm down. No, don't get me wrong. I would be glad to go watch it on Easter Sunday.
It looks really good. It's funny. I really didn't realize that that's part of the Conjuring universe.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize that until earlier this week.
It's all coming ahead.
Yeah.
But
which if you guys haven't watched any of those movies, those are some of the best movies. I mean. In fact, it was funny. Ryan got here tonight, and I'm sitting in my dark, dank garage watching Annabelle Creation.
God, it's such a good movie.
That movie is so creepy. And we talked about that. The first one was okay. It didn't really do anything for me. But the second one, the Annabelle Creation, is so creepy. So, I mean...
Yeah, they definitely did a great job.
Yeah, the way they filmed that and just... Yeah, I was creeping myself out before he got here.
I love it.
But hey, that's what I do.
Hey, man,
tonight, I'm going to watch Svengoolie. So, I watch Svengoolie every Saturday. Yeah.
See, that's funny because I sit around and I watch horror movies. Like, I'll get on YouTube and I'll look up rare like 80s and 90s movies and stuff. And like I said, I was just telling JT before we started that
Wait a minute, you're watching Asian porn? What?
Yeah, horror movies.
Oh, horror! Asian.
Horror movies.
Oh, Asian horror. Have you seen that Train to Busan?
Not yet.
I haven't watched it either.
I heard it's really good,
I hear it's great.
Even with the
you gotta read
subtitles. That's the only thing that I hate.
What was that movie that... Oh, my God. It was a woman's name. Oh, draw a blank.
But I was telling JT that I watched. Well, no, I'm going to save that because I'm going to put it in our recommendations.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna put if you guys haven't known, we put out a bi-weekly thing about movie recommendations, some horror news and stuff.
Yeah, we call it Horror Shorts.
Yep, and we just
eat my horror shorts.
We just did our first one last week.
Yeah, and it turned out really good.
Yeah, I like it.
Really good.
That's something else, guys. I got a question for you guys. Please put it in the comments. Hit us up. Let us know because I really want to know. How do you feel? What's a good length of time for you guys on these podcasts? I can tell you that when it's just me and JT here.
Don't tell us 5 minutes because that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Now we will be putting out shorts.
Yeah.
Little things here
we've
and
been
there.
talking a lot about doing little short videos here and there.
Which we will.
Clicking selfie with the cell phone,
But like when me and JT's here, we could easily just do a 35, 40-minute podcast. Pretty easy. Yeah. But now...
Well, it depends on the content.
Yes. But I was going to say...
Like this, guys. I mean, this is a very short story. There's a lot of information out there, but there's not...
It's just personal stories, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot about this place.
Not a whole lot of deaths and stuff. Like I watched one guy talking about it on YouTube, and he said a bunch of stuff that I could not verify anywhere.
And I ran across that too because I saw a story about a manager that was either murdered or committed suicide inside the hotel.
Yeah.
and I never could find any.
Yeah, so
collaboration.
You gotta.
on
We
that.
don't want to put out any false information.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be known as that. So we're gonna put out what we know.
If it's false information, it's because we screwed up, not because we did it on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. But what I was gonna say, guys, is leave us a comment and let us know what you think is a good amount of time for that. But I will tell you, when we have guests, it's gonna be a lot better anyway. When we have guests because we get deep in the conversations. So they're gonna be longer. But you're going to love them. You're going to enjoy them. They're going to be great, I promise.
Yeah. So, I normally don't do this, but I want to give a little plug.
Plug it. Plug away.
So, I have, for the longest time, have been wanting to get on Shudder. If you guys don't know what Shudder is, Shudder.com, it's a pay-for movie service, and it's all nothing but horror movies. I finally signed up for it this month. There's a lot of movies on there, dude.
I know.
Some really
I
cool
want to do
shit.
it so bad.
It's really cheap. If you sign up for a year, it's like $3.99 a month.
Holy shit, that ain't bad at all.
No, even if you don't sign up for a year, it's $4.99 a month.
Oh, hell, I could do that very easily.
But anyway, the reason why I brought this up is I have been watching, I don't know if you'll remember him. Do you remember Joe Bob Briggs that used to do the drive-in?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
he has got a whole series of movies on here on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive, and it's called The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. And he does, like, several different segments. Like, The Last Drive-In, he's got, I think there's like 16, 17 movies on it right now, and they add a movie, like, every week. And it's kind of cool because they play the movie, and then they'll pause the movie like where a commercial break would go, and then you get to hear Joe Bob Briggs talk about, do his banter and talk about the people in the movie and different aspects of the movie. But then he's got this other one that's called The Last Drive-In, Joe Bob Briggs, and it's movies and dinner. And what's cool about that one is all the movies in it have something to do with dinner. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how they had the big dinner.
The diner, yeah.
They had the dinner at the
house.
At the house. They do that. The Hills Have Eyes. They did the same kind of thing. So all the movies have something to do with dinner. He did a Christmas series. It's like 4 or 5 movies, and they had something to do with Christmas. It's just kind of cool. If you guys haven't signed up for Shudder, it's a pretty neat service.
Yeah, and I do want to do another podcast shout out. Now these girls, I introduced you to this podcast. These girls are awesome. They, I have a very bad mouth.
I know where you're going.
But they have very, very, very bad mouths. But they have a really great podcast, and the podcast is called the Color Me Dead podcast.
Oh my God. I started listening to that this week because Ryan recommended it to me. And, about 5 minutes into it, I'm sending him a text of like, dude, I thought we had potty mouths.
Yeah, man,
Holy
but
crap.
they're awesome. They do really great work.
Dude, it's a really cool. I love how they banter back and forth and all the comedy in it.
Yeah, it's a true crime podcast.
Um,
It's really good.
the episode I'm listening to now is the Amityville murders.
Oh yeah. And what's cool about them too is they go deep in the pain.
Yeah, they do. They go deep into it, but they don't drag it out. I mean, they are long episodes, but there's so much comedy and bullshit banter between there's
them.
like 5 of them.
No,
it's this girl and like 4 guys on this Amityville horror one.
Oh yeah,
Amityville
they
one.
bring in people.
And they're not in the same place. They're like all over the country. Like one guy's from Boston and this other.
They do
guy's from
what they call
Wisconsin.
swap cast, guys.
Yeah,
but that's just too.
Which we really want to get into that.
We're gonna get there, guys. We're just getting started. I promise you, we're gonna get better and better and better. I mean, we're just getting started on this.
Yeah, we just got a message the other day. I don't want to go out and give too much information on this, but guy said he might be interested in doing some movie collaboration with us.
So we're definitely going to be getting
we're going to contact him.
Yeah, and but yeah, definitely check them out, guys. They're really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a great podcast. But so guys, like I said, we just got on this new program. They're putting us out there.
Yeah. It's real easy to find too. It's anchor.fm/The Horror Chronicles. It'll take you right to our page. you can either listen to it on their website or you can pull it up on your favorite podcast provider. I just signed up for this yesterday, so it may be a couple days before everything launches. But I think by midweek we're going to be on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. What's really cool is it links to our Castbox too.
Yeah, we're on Castbox,
so that kind of helps me out. I'm not dropping our episodes in several different places. I've got one place to drop. And
you guys know we're on YouTube. Come check us out on YouTube, guys, because we're going to put a lot of content out. We're getting more and more things going on. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes shit that we're working on.
We're all over Twitter now.
Twitter, we got a Twitter now.
Twitter.com/thehorrorchron.
Yep.
CHRON.
Follow us on that.
I couldn't fit the whole Chronicles in there. They wouldn't let me.
Couldn't fit the whole thing in, guys.
Facebook, of course.
Facebook, Horror Chronicles Podcast on Facebook. Send us emails. We really want to hear some of your guys' stories, man. And possibly get you on the show. Yeah. So hit us up, guys. We're gonna be putting out a lot of stuff. Video-wise, these short videos, 5-10 minute videos. Mm-hmm. We're going to go visit places, check out things, just give you guys a lot more content.
We may not be together when we do these videos. Yeah. We're going to do little short deals here. If I'm driving down the road and I see some creepy place, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that for you guys. So hit us up on YouTube, like, share, and please subscribe. Yeah. And hit the bell and give us a shout. Let us know what you want to hear. We definitely want to hear from you. So don't ever feel like you can't tell us anything. We're not, we're no judgment here, really, for real.
We love you guys. Thanks for all the support you've given us so far.
For sure.
We just hope to keep getting bigger and better.
We're going to get better, and we're going to get, with your guys' help. Thanks for following us. We love you guys. And until next time,
keep it creepy.